right. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Today we have the department budget schedule, and does everybody have a copy of the schedule? Just send that out. So we will hear their 2027 budget requests. And first on the list, we have Circuit Court Judge Lucy Goffin.
Good afternoon. The biggest thing in my budget is last year we agreed, you probably don't know this, but last year I agreed to take out the probation, chief probation officer salary and the probation officer salary out of the SAPS budget. And the SAPS budget is a budget that is paid completely by probation user fees. Okay, so it's not a taxpayer generated fund. And we had a lot of money in that fund, and so I was agreeable to do so. Also, if you guys remember a few years back, whenever the council gave raises, mine came out of SAPS, which is fine. And then last year too, because of the tight budget session, a lot of the travel supplies all came out of SAPS. I don't know if that paper was passed down. Our numbers are down in probation. You can see. So the revenue in probation is not, that's why I call it an unstable fund. You never know, is it better for our community that it's down? Probably, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you guys, it's bad for the SAPS budget, right? And so, I need the probation officers back in the county general. I can't continue this. It's not going, I can't sustain it. And we have to have probation officers. So that's the big ask in my budget. And I've reminded Brad and Kelly this, that they looked me in the eye and said, we'll put it back.
We did.
So did that explain it enough to you? And feel free to reach out if you have any other questions about it. Anybody else have any questions?
So we have the Circuit Court, we have the SAPS budget. Just so everybody knows, it's page 18 and then page 47. Am I missing any? Sorry, I thought these.
I don't know.
That's okay.
Mine, it's just printed.
Increases, you're asking for, is it?
And obviously the supply increases are just because everything's gone up. You guys know, you shop.
I asked this question of a bunch of departments. We cut supplies just drastically last time. I thought it was unsustainable. How did it work in your office?
SAPS.
No, just supplies.
Yeah, we took it out of SAPS and.
Oh, you do, okay. I see.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it wasn't sustainable the
it
way
was
we.
not sustainable, no.
Oh, dear.
I don't know how the other offices fare, but no. And even though we're a paperless office, obviously there's still a lot of paper. Any other questions?
Not at this time. We may have some later.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
anybody have anything? No?
thank you
Okay,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next on the list is Veteran Service, Kevin Herb. And trying to find his, page 11.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So I'm requesting some increases here. For one, last year my travel got cut in half, and that doesn't even cover one conference for me to go to. And I have now with the State Bill 433, we have 4 district conferences a year and our state conference in Indy, that's a week long. And they added days to the conference now to meet the requirements for accreditation for the federal government and the state. So I need, which this year my restricted account covered a couple thousand of travel, but it shouldn't have to. And then also put a 10% increase on my wage. I mean, guys, we went back 2 years on pay this past budget year. And you know, to go from what we were making to back to 2024 pay was pretty tough on everybody, especially, which I understand, I'm just going to bring it up, but I understand that prosecutor's office comes out of a different fund, but perception is key. You know, you build $1 million prosecutor's office and don't give none of your employees a raise and take them back 2 years on pay. I mean, that's, in my eyes, pretty shitty, but.
Okay, can I stop on that real quick?
Yeah.
It wasn't,
Perception's all it is.
well, the facts are not that, actually. That was restricted funds that could only be used.
Perception. I don't care where the money came from, Kelly. Perception. You can't build $1 million building and not give your employees a raise.
You cannot use those,
Perception.
Kevin, you cannot use restricted funds for anything other than.
I understand
the
that.
purpose of-
Perception. Don't build the building until you get your employees funded. That's my eyes. Anyways, so 10% is what I put on my thing. I want to point out that I've been in this job 6 years and I've never taken medical. I've saved the county roughly $26,000 a year for not taking medical. I just take my VA and I cover my family and I pay the premiums and everything. And it would help me if I took the medical with my family, but I don't. But that's something I feel like needs to be considered. You know, I'm a full-time employee. I don't take the medical. And that's a huge savings for the county. You know, y'all budget $26,000 into my budget every year for medical and I don't take it. That goes back into whatever fund each year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $140,000 that I've saved the county over the last 5 years. you
We
know?
have looked at that, Kevin, if there was a way that we could say, if you don't take the insurance, we could do something different. And actually our insurance people said that they have that question a lot from governments and they're not able to do that because it's some kind of law that
I understand.
we can't, but
I understand, but it's still something to consider. You know, when I took this job, I told the commissioners that hire me, I don't do this job for the money. I do it because I like helping veterans. But I also am not going to do this job forever, and I got to prepare for the next person to take this office. And they ain't going to continue doing what I do for the amount of money they get. I mean, I bring home $973 every 2 weeks to do this job. I mean, that's not sustainable for anybody, you know. I mean, something's got to change. I mean, I know everything's tight, and it ain't just me, it's across the board, everybody. I just think there just needs to be, I understand that the prosecutor's office comes out of a different fund, but it's just the perception of it. You know, you do these things, but then your employees are struggling and you're like, wow, they just built that beautiful addition to the courthouse, but we go back in 2 years and pay. I understand it comes from different money, but still perception. And I don't know. I mean, I put money numbers in here, which I know in the long run, it's whatever decide. And I also feel like the whole raise system, how it's done in the county across the board, I don't think that's fair. I think it needs to go by the individual, what they do for the county. I know just in my office, which a lot of people don't understand what Veteran Services really does, but what we do don't help county government. Like, it don't go into y'all's pockets or in the county's pockets, but it goes into people's pockets. And the federal GDX, I've doubled it in 5 years. I went from 6 million to 12 million coming into our economy. And then
I'm sorry, GDX?
GDX is the federal thing that comes down from the federal government, showing how much federal money comes into your county from
Thank you.
through compensation and pension. But I've doubled ours, in the last 5 years, and that's revenue, that's tax revenue, that's people building houses, buying cars, remodels, et cetera, et cetera. But, and it's very beneficial for the community. And how I always look at it, and I tell people, I'm the president of the Veteran Service Officer Association for the state now. And, I always explain it, the better the VSO, the better the economy is going to be. Because the more I help veterans, the more money they're going to make and the more money it's coming to our economy. So the better the VSO, the better the economy. That's how I look at it. But I just wanted to say what I had to say. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm just saying, when you do stuff like you do, you got to think about the perception of it too, and I understand it comes from different funds and different things, but your employees are your most important thing you can have, and their morale and their livelihood should be the most important thing over any county road, anything. Your employees should be number one. But that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Stephen.
And actually, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you working with the hospital and getting some of that stuff done. And then like Dr. Klein, getting that worked out where she can be VA approved and have people there. So I know you're doing a lot and it is appreciated.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Europe. Ms. Schroeder. And let me find out what pages you're on.
That's awful formal.
Huh? You want,
That's awful formal.
oh,
Tracy's.
oh, Miss Tracy. Okay.
Tracy's phone.
Okay. All right, let's find out what pages you're on. I should have had this, sorry.
I think it's 3 or 4.
Okay,
I think.
It's 4.
page 4. All right. I'm going there. Okay.
It's about the same as always. The recorder requests from the general fund, just the recorder's office salaries for the recorder and the 2 deputies. I am requesting an 8% raise. The raise I'm requesting, I feel like, is very acceptable to keep qualified, dedicated, and reliable, punctual employees to keep up, and to also try to keep up with the cost of living increases, which we know that's been a little high. And I'm also asking for my 2nd deputy position to become full-time again. We have tried this for over a year, and it's caused some difficulties, and it's best to keep 2 people in the office, because on occasion, we've had to close the office for lunch or family emergencies when there's only one person there and the other person is off, or the part-time may not be there because they've already fulfilled their time for the week.
How often does that happen? If you had to guess.
I'd say 6 or 7 times a year, maybe.
Okay.
It just depends.
Right.
You never know when a family emergency is
I
going
get
to come up. It's delayed. Has caused at different times delaying of recording of documents, because we'll get stuck on the phone with somebody for 30 minutes and you can't do anything but that.
Or when somebody comes in. And you have
Or
to show
when
them how
somebody
to-
comes in and you have to show them how to use it.
I did that.
And we are also, as far as us in the office, we do the auditing of all of the back indexing. And we've fallen behind on that also, because there's not a day, 2-day, day and a half. You can get a lot audited in that day if you don't have anything else going on in the office. But we have had several recordings here lately. And the person is there by themselves when we're going to training and conferences, but that usually only happens maybe twice a year for the state annual meeting. And then when we go to the software training up in Iowa, that somebody has to stay behind. And if that falls on days that she can't work or something, then the office would have to be closed. And then on the recorder's perpetuation, several years ago, we started paying for our office supplies and doing the sworn statement, which has taken a great load off of County General. And then prior to 2014, with the previous councils, they asked us to start paying for the computer hardware and equipment and all that. So we fund ourselves through our recordings and what goes into the recorder's perpetuation. And I will tell you, told you, Kelly, we just were able to refurbish 3 books, and that was over $13,000. But they look remarkable. They look remarkable. And that's preserving the history of the county. And also, part of our recording fees goes into County General. And in the last 4.5 years, we've put in over $188,000 in County General from our recording fees. And we also put into the surveyor's perpetuation, elected official training, enhanced access, and all of those. So it's not all going to just us. And as far as the enhanced access fund, I am going to up that amount to $20,000 because the Laredo costs, our software has gone up. And we also pay one of our quarterly agreements with our software company out of that. And that was over, I think it's 10,000 now. Was 10,000 for this year. I'm going to have to come in and ask for an additional appropriation here in a month or so because
It's double.
it's not double, but it saves me time and you time if I don't have to come back for an additional.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just curious if they.
and another reason it's going to go over fairly quick this year is we had to buy 2 computers. And thank goodness that is one thing that we can use the enhanced access for, is for computers. Because we're very limited on what we can use enhanced access and the identification security funds for. We're very limited on what we can use those for. And we do also pay the extra out of the enhanced access for our pays. And the identification security protection, I raised it to $3,000 because the quarterly payments, one of our quarterly payments comes out of that. And it was $2,000. It was $1,500 and we've been getting them at $2,000, which is a good thing because that means that more people are using the tapestry. We're getting more income. Plus but it's costing us more too.
Usually have those.
Yeah. And the county elected official training, I upped that to 35 at the request of Chris, because for some reason you moved her part of the elected official training back to 500 and everybody, the other 3 of us stayed at 1,000. And we can use that to pay for state called meetings.
Okay, so on page 43.
Does anybody have any questions?
Okay, just as an informational thing.
Sure.
You were here earlier. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but our revenue compared last year to this year, okay, was the increase in revenue was gone at our first request. Okay, if
See, I haven't heard any of those numbers.
yeah,
I
I
have-
hadn't until recently either, so that's why I'm kind of mentioning it.
Mhm.
Well, we have miscellaneous revenue, but yeah, it's not It's not a huge increase,
It's not a huge increase. And
what we're seeing anyway.
the question I have is, where are these monies going to come from? Do you have any way? I'm kind of asking for your help in trying to figure out how we can live up to our responsibilities to our employees, given what the state is dealing us.
Mhm.
Again, now last year, we said, hey, we can't do it this year, but next year we should get relief. And then the state, and I'm just going to put it in plain language, they screwed us as far as that's concerned. Our revenue did not increase,
Mhm.
but the deductions to the taxpayers did occur, okay?
Mhm.
I was hoping that the problem of the increased assessed value of properties would compensate, but it didn't compensate enough for what we've got.
Mhm.
Do you have any suggestions to us within your department? Because I don't want interdepartmental squabbles to start. Hey, she doesn't need this or he doesn't need that. We need to conserve in some fashion some money so that we can give the employees a shot at this.
With the recorder's perpetuation.
I know, again, you're
I
contributing a lot.
have to have so much in there because for the sworn statement, to do the sworn statement, I have to have enough monies in that account to replace everything in our office if it would happen to get lightning struck and burn up everything in that. I am required that I have to have enough money in there to cover that.
Mhm.
And I'm just barely.
I'm not
There.
asking for your perpetuation funds. I'm trying,
And as far as the enhanced access, I mean, it's so limited, along with the identification security, is so limited what you can use that on, that, yeah, I've even thought about it too, how I could do it, but I don't know how I can.
we're kind of leading from the side. And again, if you think of something, please come to us because
Okay,
we're trying to make a good faith effort. I'm getting slapped up by the state and I've already lost sleep over this. And it's just an aggravating situation.
yes, it is.
And listening to you guys and appreciating what you do, it makes it worse. Okay.
But yes, I've thought about it too.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, I'm so limited. And even like the perpetuation of that, the reason it was established was to redo the books. So I feel like I've got to use it once in a while for that. Because we hadn't done it for a couple of years. And it kind of built up and I thought, well, I think we can do some books.
That's when you did those 3.
So I mean, I'm not wasting it by no means.
Well, yeah, I don't think anybody's saying that. I mean,
On your enhanced, your estimated revenue is 15,000, but you're requesting 25,000.
There's
cash, but
cash there.
How much cash do you have, do you know?
Not off the top of my head, but I think it's around 60.
Okay.
we'll get a report on that too, just to see.
Yeah,
But
it's somewhere around, I can't give you an exact number because I don't know.
Okay, I'm spitballing right now and just brainstorming. Is there any way that this courthouse can, I don't know, cut hours so that we can give people that work full-time, consolidate your employees into, not cut your hours, but cut hours services to the taxpayer? I hate the idea of suggesting it.
That's not that, I mean, that's totally up to you guys or the commissioners. I mean,
because we're trying to look for ways to
I
save
understand,
money. And our priorities are to the taxpayer first, services that the taxpayer's got, okay? And then to the employees and it's, I mean, again, spitballing. I'm not saying we're going to do it,
right.
okay? But given the numbers that we've been given by the state, I'm at loggerheads and please, any departments,
Mhm.
give us ideas or something, I don't know.
Okay.
We need to just roll some ideas out there and see if we can't, split the baby or something like this as well.
And and like I have asked for the full-time, I would really like to have the full-time, but it's 24 hours. If you could make that 28, that would help us a whole lot. Because the 24, that's, right now she's working 2 full days and 2 part days. Where if we had the other 4 hours, we could have 4 full days, and that would help a lot. Which I think I mentioned that when I did the sworn statement.
Thank you, Tracy.
And if I come up with something, I'm not afraid to let you know.
Please. Yes.
But like I said, my hands are pretty tied with, and I wish we could. But if I do come up with something, I try to be a team player.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right, next. Mr. Jake, Parks and Rec. And where's he at? 23, page 23. All right.
Good afternoon, y'all.
Good afternoon.
Oh, that's a lot of revenue.
Huh?
Dang, you got $6 million. No, I think somebody maybe a little typo here.
Maybe so.
It says you have
I wouldn't mind $6 million.
$637,000.
I have some printed papers as well.
Okay, sure, we'll take them.
Like
Thank
them,
you.
so I'd love to
Thank
do
you.
that. Since I'm using ink and not being able to use the paper. Yes, sir. The front page is, what you probably already have is
Yeah.
our requests. I'm assuming. Damn it. Get out. I'm moving off to the staple pages. The next one back is, going to give us more of an explanation as to what's going on. And hopefully we can, or I can satisfy curiosity, so to speak. We're asking for a salary increase, 10% for both myself as well as the assistant. And as y'all know, we had some difficulties last year, and it trickles down, and it's very difficult for all of us. And just talk for me specifically. It's my family, my wife stays home, homeschools our child, so there's no extra income, it's mine. And it's like, okay, well, thank God we have savings because we're living on it. And that's only gonna last so long. Not that we don't live on it and exhaust it, but it's difficult, very difficult. I know from what I've been told, forgive me if I'm wrong, but a COLA is not something that's popular around here, a cost of living adjustment. And I was shocked when I moved to Indiana. I'm like, well, what about COLA? They was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, even if you don't get a raise, you get a COLA. I'm like, no. I said, okay. So that was just fun for me, but regardless, with that being said, just simply the pay increase, we're asking for a total of 10% to give us what was not given last year, including, I'm sorry,
For this year, you mean?
excuse me, yes, this year. Thank you, including the loss of the stipend. And then for next year, is very, very important. But move on. Groundskeeping, I'm asking for a $500 increase. What we're finding is in order to pump out the sewage pits at Rome and Magnet, I do not have enough money to do that in both facilities this year. So we're taking a measuring tape and seeing where the sewage level's at. It's like, okay, I just got off the phone with a guy yesterday or the day before. How much you can charge me just for one? And I can handle it, get one tank pumped out. Well, it's 2 per facility, but one tank, one park pumped out, and the other one no. And cross my fingers and pray to God that we'll make it through the end of the year. And If we have a flood, it's gonna be a totally different circumstance before January. But that increase is needed. He's wanting $500 per park, and I don't have it.
Is that pretty normal that gets done every year? Both parks get done once a year, or
What
is
is
it kind of a
highly normal
rotate?
is one.
Okay.
The Rome Park
Yeah.
sits on a floodplain,
Mhm.
and typically with the floods coming in, that will bring our tanks up. Ironically, this year, that tank is the one that's lower, and magnet is incredibly high. I won't go graphic, but
Yeah.
if you use that, thing, you might get yourself a little bit dirty.
Well, we don't want that for sure.
No, it'd be terrible, obviously, and we all know that. Utilities is a difficult thing for us since the decision was made to open Eagles Bluff 24 hours a day.
Mhm.
That meant we had to turn on all the pole lights. The pole lights used to never run, I want to say at all, but on election times, then we would turn the pole lights on, it's twice a year.
Mhm.
But now the pole lights are running all night long because the park's open all night long.
Mhm.
Plus the, excuse me, inside of the visitor center, those lights are on 24 hours a day, where it used to be on just during the day. So we have an increase in utilities there, plus the pole lights. We've since put timers on our lights, on the pole lights, so they're not running 24 hours a day. When we were first told to open the park, well, all we had was the ability to switch a breaker, and the lights came on and stayed on. Well, we hired out a contractor, came in and put in a timer for us, which is great. And that cuts the usage of the pole lights by half, essentially. Obviously, when time change happens and daylight, becomes less and less, I'm gonna have to increase that throughout the late fall, winter, and then change it again in the spring, and I'll just play that game. But regardless, what I've done so far this year is I've transferred $2,500 from my budget
Mhm.
because we were out of money in July for our utilities budget. So I transferred $2,500, and we're hoping that will get us through the end of the year. I don't know. I will probably have to transfer more funding to get into that line item, but time will tell.
Yeah. There's
So-
not much you can do with that.
I'm sorry.
There's not much you can do with that. You can't help the
No,
rates or.
unfortunately, but, I'm very grateful we're leaving the park open 24 hours a day, because then I don't have to come out every night and
7 days a week.
walk the park, yeah. It's holidays.
Is everything going okay with that? Is it,
No vandalism.
you're not having any big
We've-
issues or
We've had
anything?
very little vandals.
Okay.
Most of our failures have been with people driving over the park, putting ruts in during the rain.
Hmm.
And so then we're out there with the shovels trying to roll the ruts back over. You'll have kids go, when I say kids, I hope it's kids, go up and, have a big old drinking fest and maybe mess around, so you get to pick up liquor bottles and beer bottles
Oh,
and
no.
that sort of thing. And donuts in the parking lot and all that good stuff. But I'm not there. Requests have been made to Hamilton sheriffs as well as Tell City to kind of keep an eye on it when you can, but of course they can't park an officer there
Right,
24 hours a day.
right.
So
Just
they
make
do,
a run
they
through
do what
there.
they can do as time allows.
So is the plan to keep the park open even in the winter time?
Yep, 24 hours a day. Yes, sir. We used to, in the winter, I don't have the exact time frame, but in the wintertime, we would close the park at 4 o'clock in the evening instead of 7 o'clock hour, and that would go on for a couple of months, and then we go back to the
Okay.
increase. Since we had all sorts of fun with this thing, it came down to comp time for myself and Greg Hendershot at the time. And well, where's this comp time coming from? And Greg was in my position here, and he's going, the park. He said, well, shut the park down when you guys go home from work. Okay, so we did. And it was shut on weekends and
Yeah.
shut on holidays. And of course, we all know that didn't go over well with the public. They go, what am I gonna do? So then the decision was made, because we can't afford to have a electric gate in there. I don't remember the cost of it. Cindy Taylor ran the numbers. I think it's somewhere around 12 or 13,000 to install a gate. And because we don't have the funds for that, open her up. So that's what happens. So it's good and bad.
So you're gonna spend 12, 13,000 extra utilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's a hard hit now, but a long-term savings if you were to do it. So.
I think it's still kind of on the board.
Oh, is
They
it?
were trying to, well,
I didn't know
the
this.
last I heard, if I'm correct, is that we were going to see how it went for a year to see how much vandalism was up there and whether it was worth the, whether it was worth it or not. And given the increased utilities and things like that, which I really didn't think about when it was considered, like Gail was trying to imply, it might be worth it in the long run to do it when funds become available. But,
Especially in the winter when it's dark at 5 o'clock,
Yes, sir.
don't see many people going up there other than just, like I say, do some drinking or whatever.
Clearly, that's what happens. What we did for the Parks Department is we put it on a 3-month trial to kind of see what happens.
yes.
And that was at the beginning of the year. April, the trial was over.
Mhm.
So we had a discussion in our Parks Board meeting about the trial being over,
Mhm.
but we're not in the summer months yet. So what are the kids going to do in July? And so it's still on the lookout, but it's not like, oh no, shut her down.
The of course, the CVB board is also interested in that because it is an attractive place for folks to go. And when you have your family, just to take them up there, I know I took my relatives up there and it's absolutely beautiful and amazing to look down on the river
Oh,
and
and it's such a
explain that.
tranquil place.
Yes,
And unfortunately, I was having impromptu meetings with a variety of residents going, why are you closing it? I just got off work. I'd like to come up here and sit for a minute. I'm like,
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
what am I gonna say?
It's, again, it's something that is still on our minds for sure. And I don't want it
That's
to be
good to
ignored.
know.
Yeah.
It
And
really is.
if it starts to be a problem of kids and vandalism, then we're going to have to do it. But this utility issue, I think also leans us more towards installing a gate if we can get a contractor to do it. Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah, I think forgive me, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe Cindy's cheapest bid was through Thomas Glass,
Mhm.
where she was taking the reins on this. I have nothing to do with it. But regardless, it doesn't matter. If whoever does it, I'm all on board if that can happen.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I have a question though.
Sir,
Fuel and oil, are you going to be able to get by on $500 extra? I mean, given the
I believe so. It's always a bit of a crapshoot to know what it's going to be throughout the rest of the year. My one fun example that just happened to me a couple of days ago with our fuel prices coming down to $3.39, I had to take 5 or 6 5-gallon gas cans in that we use every day for parks and maintenance, as well as fill my pickup. And the ticket on that was right about 180 or 190 for one time, and we're going weekly. Now we're not always filling up 5 and 6 cans because it all depends on the workload of the particular week. But that week we did. And it was like, wow, that's something that's really interesting to know. The problem that I've been having is, as you see there, fuel and oil, excuse me, as we come into the winter months or the fall and the needs in the parks are less and less, that's when we really hit it hard with doing our maintenance. And there's your oil. And oil and grease is quite expensive. I don't have the numbers offhand, how many gallons it takes for hydraulic oil in the tractor, but it's due. I don't know if I can afford it, to answer the question of will I need it now. It may have to roll over into 27 and then try to hit it in January. I don't know, and I'm really struggling almost weekly checking my budget, going, okay, where am I at? So,
Amazingly enough, 2 times in the last couple of weeks, Indiana has been listed as the cheapest average gas price in the nation.
really,
Yeah, it was Indiana, then it was Louisiana, and now it's back to Indiana again this morning.
I didn't get that information. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's, still, it doesn't matter.
It's still
It's
a lot.
up there. It's still a lot. Yeah, that,
The fun one is, I come out of California. My dad's telling me, how much you pay? For him, it's $5.50 a gallon. I'm like,
mhm.
fine, I'm not there anymore.
All right.
Did that answer your question on that one?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, the last one I put on here, the fun one, is the need for a new pickup truck. It's quite old, it's getting tired. That is how I say it. At the time of writing, it had 142,000 plus on there. I think right now I'm at 143 or 144,000, so not much different than what I wrote down here.
Is this the white one or the gray one?
The gray black,
Okay.
yeah. The white one is a 2016, this one is a 2014. Plus, this is the V8, the other one is a V6. So that cannot handle a lot of things that we need to do,
Mhm.
mainly being the pushing snow. You gotta have an 8-cylinder to push it. And so that's where we're at on that.
Have we had a lot of repair expenses associated with that, this vehicle?
I listed a variety of them that we put back here on this last page stapled. And I just have to ask for forgiveness. We have not been extremely diligent with all of our keeping record of repairs. But outside of the normal wear and tear, changing your brake pads and a new battery and those kind of things, outside of that, I picked up on the ones that cost funds and loss of vehicle. One I didn't list on here that I realized this morning was the vehicle that we stranded several months ago. I don't remember when. And it ended up being a computer reset. It needed to happen a week. So I called Ohio Valley. They came and picked me up. So there's $50, $60 for the tow charge. And then the computer reset, the gentleman, forgive me, I don't know everybody's names around here.
That's okay.
But Litherland, they did the computer reset and charged, I believe it was $90. So it wasn't a huge ticket item, but it's like, well, why the heck did that thing fail? And they didn't give me an answer. It just, that's working now. Okay, great. But that was pretty bad when all of a sudden, you're trying to work and click, what's going on here? The oil pressure switch I felt like such a moron that I couldn't replace that. It's a small little switch, but where they put it, I couldn't, my arms and hands aren't that big, but I couldn't get my hand in there. And so, oh my Lord. And I took it to Ohio Valley and they had a young lady working there. They're telling me, oh, she's got small arms. She'll get it. Okay. And they sent her out of the office in there and she did it. Like, okay. But at any rate, I bought the part to put it on and I just could not do it. The biggest one that we had expense-wise was when the rack and pinion, the control arm, the ball joints, and the steering shaft. Greg had came in and asked to move some funds around so that we could cover that. It was just over $4,000. It was huge. Since then Greg retires, I'm driving that pickup and I'm like, this thing, I'm doing donuts out in the middle of the road, but not really, but it was loose. So I went back to Ohio Valley and I said, something's wrong here. So they checked it out. Turns out to be a faulty part. So it was covered under warranty. Praise God. We didn't have to be out any money. We're simply out of pickup. But that was the biggest one. Currently, that's not impossible. We probably all grew up in an era where we didn't have reverse cameras, but they sure are handy. And you're backing into a trailer, it's really nice. My reverse camera is failing, and that's difficult. The rear window's leaking. I don't know where. I haven't been able to decipher where that's happened. It comes down and fills up in the back seat. Under the back seat, it's got little trays, and it fills up with water when you get a good rain. It's kind of exciting.
What year is that truck?
That's a 14, sir. It's a work pickup, so of course, it's a little bit of a hard life, but there it is. So that's my biggest push or request, the hugest financially. Hugest, that's even a word. Our total dollar would come down to $39,907.50. That's if we traded it in. And one of the papers that's included is from John Jones, who put their trading values on there, and they're saying $7,000 as of right now. If we wanted to go a different route, I don't know. It's up to y'all. Whatever, if you want me to try to sell it on Facebook or something. I don't even know any Facebook, but I'll try. But whatever, but that's where we're at. 39,000 plus, 40,000 is what's needed for the new pickup. And
Is there a reason you went with a Chevy? Just, I know you have Dodges, so I just didn't know, because sometimes
yeah,
whenever we.
I went and talked to, I can't remember his name, the chief of police for Tell City.
Derek?
Derek, yeah, Wall.
Mhm.
And I was talking with him specifically and said, well, what do you say? What's your opinion? Dodge, Chevy, Ford, where you at? And he goes, well, the Dodges is what we've always bought. I don't remember his numbers exactly, but it's somewhere around 60,000. He said every one of them has had a failure and had to go in and get repaired. He said it's a bad design, don't buy a Dodge. Okay. But when I called John Jones, I was talking with Matt, this gentleman's name, I believe, and I left it open. Say, I need the best deal and the best pickup. What can you give me? And it says Dodge, Chevy, Ford. And out of all three of them, Chevy came out to be the best as far as money goes. And then he says, hey, they've got a really good reputation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Salesman, thank you. But anyway, so I don't know where that's at, but that's why the Chevy.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Alston? We may have questions later, and if we do, we'll get a hold of you during our budget session.
Very well.
All right,
very
thank you.
much.
I appreciate you for putting this together.
Well,
Yeah.
we tried to do.
It's your
best I
first
could.
budget session.
It is, it is. I
So-
was not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
But you guys are nice. You
Laid
didn't
it
throw
out
tomatoes at me or anything.
I don't,
Not yet.
I'm not,
Wait till you try to hit that door.
I like tomatoes. I don't waste them. No, I'm just kidding.
My wife got bags upon bags upon bags. I'll bring you some. You want some?
No, I have some, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
You too.
You too. I got a water bottle.
Okay, next we have Steve Howe from the Highway Department.
What pages is he on?
Let's look. Depends on what he wants to do first. Where are we going first, Steve? Yeah, see if you have, I don't know if you have your pages wrote down. If not, I can look it up.
No, I don't have page numbers.
That's okay.
First one's King Bridge.
Okay, let me find it. It's page 25.
Okay. We raised the paint from 400 to 500 because we've got some bridges we need to get some paint on, which that ain't, don't buy much paint.
What do you paint? Just,
The
I'm just
beams.
curious. Oh, okay.
Steel beams
Okay.
under the bridge.
I got you.
And we've got a few that's the old bridges that we need to paint the beams on top of.
Okay.
Then the culverts went down from 135 to 120,000. We lowered that. We thought we could get by with that to try to help balance it back up.
You think that'll be enough though for whenever you're replacing all the culverts?
Well, we've
whenever-
got culverts in other areas too.
Okay,
Bituminous from 50 to 60,000 because of the increase in price. Bridge inspection, that's a contract carryover.
okay. So that's set already.
Yeah.
So we don't move that.
Bridge repair and maintenance, that's what we use to repair the bridges, what we do on them. Then that labor and rental is 60,000, 40,000, same as before. We move that back into highway to pay for our in-house work on our, that we do ourselves on bridges, culverts and bridges.
You said for the labor and the rental.
Mhm.
Okay, the last two there.
Yep.
Okay.
You said the bridge inspection is set?
Yes.
By contract.
Yes.
Yeah, by contract, okay.
Okay, what's next? Or does anybody have any questions for Steve on that one in particular?
Local road and street.
Local road and street. We are at page 34.
I raised it from 350 to 400,000 in the stone and riprap because of increased increase in price, so that's pretty well general over everything, everything's went up. Equipment, I put 50,000 in there to help to try to buy some trucks because we're needing trucks very badly,
What kind of trucks?
dump trucks.
Dump trucks. I just want to make sure you weren't talking about like
No,
your regular trucks.
no, ones to plow snow with.
Okay.
That's all on that one. The next one is restricted.
Let me find it. Motor vehicle highway, what is it, 36? Yep, restricted. MVH restricted.
Okay, the first three up there, superintendent, operation manager, foreman. We're gonna take that from the highway budgets that are restricted. Then on the bituminous, from 800,000 down to 600,000 because our match has went down a little, community crossing match. Operators,
You think that'll be enough?
yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
Operators, what I would like to do is eliminate the 4 truck driver positions and put everybody at operator and make things simpler for a lot of things.
Okay, so eliminate 4 truck drivers.
Mhm.
And then how does that work with your operator? Will they have to have a CDL?
Oh, yeah, everybody out there.
So then everybody will still have it and then they can do multiple things?
Yeah.
Okay. Drivers and make everybody operators.
Stone and riprap from 70,000 to 50,000 because in this restricted budget, that can only be used for construction, reconstruction, and preservation. Culverts down from 70,000 to 50,000.
Steve, when you say like reconstruction,
Mhm.
is that not like rebuilding a road, like putting it back? Is that, what does that mean?
Well,
I
I
wanna
was
make
told by the auditors last year that if we go out and spread rock on a gravel road, that's not preservation. I don't know how it can not be.
Yeah.
I asked him that, and he said, this is what the legislature decided. He said, so if you got questions, you need to contact them.
So what's
But if we-
reconstruction?
If we go out, reconstruction
Yeah.
is paving, things like that, and if we go out and replace culverts, or if we go out and dig up soft spots in the road, we can use restricted money for that, but we can't spread rock on the roads
With restricted money?
with restricted money. That's what the auditors, the state auditors told us last year. They said the legislature had told them to stress that to all counties. I guess a lot of counties are doing that. They said to stress that to the counties that they're gonna be looking for that.
What do they
Which
consider
is
that
so
to be?
weird.
What do they consider that to be, putting rock on there?
He didn't know. He said if I had questions, contact the legislature.
I mean, it would seem like preservation and
Well, I don't know how-
reconstruction and all the things.
I don't know how it can not be. That's what I asked
If you
him.
don't preserve it, it's
Have
gonna
you
be
used
gone.
it for that all the years before and then they
Yeah,
just called it
some.
and said,
Are
okay,
they
we're not.
considering it like maintenance or?
I guess so. I don't
Well, isn't
know.
that preservation? You're trying to
No.
maintain it so that it's,
To me it is, but to the legislature it ain't.
okay, we'll get on
Okay, that would help.
them. Okay, that's strange. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. Culverts, same thing. Truck drivers, we put 0 in there because we would like to move them to operators. Temporary seasonal, that's
your
our
mowing?
more guys, it stayed the same. Road signs, I was told by NDOT and Lockmuir that they are going to evaluate the weight ordinances again this year. They do this about every other year, and we're gonna have to put up a bunch more signs again this year probably. Last year, or 2 years ago, where it was they did this, there's a new guy over the bridges,
Mhm.
and this was his project, and he said that told our
You can set them up here if you want
consultant
to.
said if we didn't have this affected every county in the state. So you can imagine how busy the sign companies were. So then they give us a deadline when you have to have this done by. So I had to send stuff to the state telling them that our sign people are gonna have it by this date. They threatened to close some of our bridges because we couldn't get the sign for the,
Is there just one company that does them?
no, there's several companies. We've dealt with different ones where now we're getting from Stello at, northern or central Indiana. They give us the best price on them. But everybody, your hall sign and all of them was just swamped when,
When the state makes a
you know,
change?
when every county in the state has to,
I'm gonna look at the lobby and see what's
Yeah.
going on there.
okay.
Just kidding.
But anyway, they're supposed to reevaluate all that again.
Okay,
I think that's all in, no, there's more in that budget.
so the group insurance. That went down?
Oh, I mentioned that. Yeah, that went down because we had less workers last
Okay,
year.
okay, so you're just,
And retirement went up because
but if
we
we,
were hoping to have more operators. Social Security, same thing.
but if you fill your positions, you may need it, you just don't know.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay, what's next here?
Okay, superintendent, office manager, operation manager, foreman. I put in a 10% raise for everyone out there,
Okay,
operators and mechanics and all of us.
and so we'll see truck drivers, okay, 0, yeah. Gotcha.
Equipment repair from 250 to 500. This is the office equipment, PC, the computers and the copier and all that.
Where's that at? 37. Oh, sorry. I see it, okay. That's like Marilyn's computer, your computer or something?
Yeah, and the copy machine and all that.
Okay.
Then travel was 0. I put in 100. There's some classes we may have to attend for the community crossings and different things.
Mhm. Does your, the person who does your PACER ratings, do they have to go to like an annual thing? Or how does that work?
Okay, they changed that this year. And you have to have somebody that has been to, my guys at Rachel Rose have been to PACER training, and I've been. But they changed it to where you had to go to another one. It was, we did it yesterday, as
Okay,
a matter of fact, online, 6 hours online to do
that sounds
this.
good.
And then they're gonna send me an email for the 3 of us that did it, and then we gotta take a final test to get, they're gonna issue us a certificate that we did this class, but we have to put in for the community crossings and the asset management plan. We have to have a certificate from the final.
Yeah, I just didn't know if that's like something you have to do every year or,
That's gonna be every 2 years.
okay, but it's an
No.
online thing, you don't have to,
You can do it, we did it online, you could go to Purdue and do it, or different locations, it wasn't nothing close. There was one in Huntingburg a while back, and they were changing their process of registration, they didn't. He said we failed to send some emails telling people how to get registered, so we finally got registered, and we did the 6-hour thing yesterday, 3 of us.
at least that's behind you.
Yeah, I've been worried about that.
Just get an A on your test. No, just kidding.
Still studying.
Yeah.
Still studying. I take my finals yet. Equipment repair. Oh, that's one we just did.
Mhm.
Travel, 100 we did. And the operators down there, 10%.
Longevity, is that just because people were putting in longevity? I mean, I assume that's, I've seen
Yes.
that on some, okay.
Yeah.
And then your stone and riprap went up.
Yeah, they were, all that was price increase and everything.
Your temporary seasonal employees,
Let me find that.
it's right, it's like midway down here. Right, like
Oh, the
below-
one from 3511 to 6970.
Yep.
That's the ones we tried to hire to,
The schools or something?
to clean vehicles and weed eat and things like that.
Okay,
We
like
have,
interns or paid interns or something, is that what you called them last year? Is
well,
that what you were talking about?
yes, that's
Okay.
automotive computer and services, went from 3,000 to 5,000. That's our software programs for our trucks, or, when we have a breakdown, to be able to hook them up, and we have to update those every year. Solid waste disposal from 1,500 to 2,000. We have a monthly fee for trash pickup. We get charged tire disposal on that also. If we get rid of tractor tire, it can be $30, $40, $50, depending on the size of the tire to get rid of it.
I didn't know if some of that was like when you have to pick up junk that somebody dumped somewhere.
Well, we usually don't do that anymore.
Okay, I didn't know. I remember you had an issue, there was an issue with that at one time.
Rental lease of equipment, that's to rent a wrecker when we have trucks stuck.
Okay.
That's usually in the snow. And steel from 300 to 500 because of the increase in price. Down on the bottom, fuel and oil. We don't know what, we took a,
Mhm.
it's the first year and it's really worked out great this year because the prices, yeah.
But
can't
you
find
you
my
made the right
crystal
decision
ball.
this year, it seems like.
But I don't know what, first year, if it, is the war gonna get over and the prices are gonna come down, is it gonna be higher than it is now? I don't know, so we increased that from 200,000 to 250,000. Equipment repairs, from 120,000 to 130 because every part we buy is higher than it was. Master mechanics, 10% raise.
Maintenance.
Yeah, Steve, on your haulers, what does that, increase go to per hour? What would be a rate?
I had that figured on. It's 21.45 or 49 an hour now. I think it would be 23 something.
And that's
I don't
still
remember.
low.
Yeah, it's not compared. That's a big problem out there.
Sure.
If we getting CDL people, I had a guy started this morning, a new guy. He come in before I left and he said, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll be back after that. He said, this ain't what I thought I was gonna be doing. We had him mowing. And, it's hard to find somebody.
Did he have a CDO?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And the
You didn't know
problem,
he was gonna mow at the highway? center?
I guess he had no idea what he was gonna be doing. I don't know what his
Well, hopefully he comes
expectation.
back. I said, maybe he'll change his mind.
Well, he might. I hope he does. But anyway, we've paid for a couple people to get CDLs. The problem with that is, from my point of view, I'm looking for somebody, we need to get the wages before I can hire somebody that's got experience. If we get somebody that's just got his CDL, he don't know nothing about, he took the driving test and passed. He doesn't have any experience. And out there pushing snow and all that, I need, it'd be nice to have people with a little bit of experience driving those trucks before we send them out on the road,
Well, they're pretty expensive, so I
Yeah.
don't want to recommend.
What Gail was talking about. I mean, what, in an ideal world, what would you think would be a competitive wage that would,
Like a
Cut
county
us.
operator rate.
a county operator?
Well, I don't really know. I have checked with the surrounding counties. I should do that and see, but I would think
I can find it online.
26 or 27, something like that. We've got a guy that came out there a couple months ago, took a $9 an hour pay cut from where he was at to come out there.
Was he on the road? Was he driving?
He was working at that warehouse in Troy,
Oh, okay.
and he said he'd done that for, I forgot, 30 years or something, and
Oh, wow.
he was tired of it, and he wanted to do something different. He wanted to get away from that, he said.
Mhm.
He acts like he really likes working out there because he's in different areas,
Yeah.
doing different things all the time.
Of the same
Work 4
repetitive
days a
thing.
week and have some time off.
Yeah, and he's working down there, I think, on Fridays.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well, he's got somewhat of a change of pace then.
yeah. But I think and he seems like a really good worker. I think we're really lucky to get somebody to take that kind of a pay cut. I've interviewed a few other people that was going anywhere from $8 to $13 an hour pay cut, and they said, I just can't take that much of a pay cut.
Are these guys that are doing that, are they like over the road or gone through the week or
Well,
gone
some
several days? in a
Some
row?
of them are and some of them aren't.
Okay. I'm just thinking that's kind of a different
Yeah,
type of thing, so.
But that one, I mean, he can weld and do mechanic work and.
well, they can do about anything.
Yeah.
We ain't found nothing.
Does he have any cousins or anything? I'm just,
Well.
I'm kidding. I mean,
he's got a
anybody,
brother-
friends that
he's
do
got
the
some
same
brothers,
thing?
But they're already
Okay.
got pretty good jobs. Uh,
Sorry.
forgot where we was at
We
here.
were tires,
Oh, okay.
somewhere in there.
Tires, we went from 25,000 to 30,000. On the tires, we buy our tires, of course, they went up again this year, but we don't buy tires usually until November because we want to make sure our plow trucks have got good tires on them. So, you know, we'll use used tires during the summer if we've got them and try to hold off buying tires until November so they've got good tires on the trucks when we send them out on these hills. Let's see, part-time mechanic, 10%, maintenance. This maintenance here from 5,000 to 10,000, that's our grader blades and our snow plow edges. It's listed for maintenance somehow, but that's where we buy our grader blades and snow plow blades.
Did you get some of those last year?
No,
Okay.
I don't think we had any.
I was thinking of salt beds or something maybe. I was thinking.
No, we hadn't. Software maintenance, that's for the PC computer programs also for the other. We've got one from Kenworth, one from International, one from Caterpillar, and from 3,000 to 3,500, that's to pay for that. Garage supplies from 2,500 to 3,000 because of the price increases. Office supplies, the same thing, from 250 to 300. New road equipment, I put in 600,000 in there to help get some trucks. Last winter when we had that worst snow, we usually run 8 dump trucks and 4 pickups on the road. If we can, if we've got enough people to staff that many vehicles. which
8
we-
total.
8 dump trucks. By the time that snow was over last winter, we had 3 dump trucks left running.
Oh, no.
And I'm really concerned about what we're gonna do this winter. They haven't got any better over the past year, so.
How many, you said 8 dump trucks, and how many regular trucks do you have plowing?
Pickups, plows, and salt beds, and then we usually run 4 of
Four.
those. We run 1 person in those.
But you have to have 2 in the,
We have to have 2 in the dump trucks, because if you slide off one of these hills and have to put chains on it in the middle of the night, it's too dangerous for 1 person to try to do that.
that makes sense.
I think that was all that one.
I was looking pretty good until you had that 600.
I know. Well, we tried to get some last year, it didn't work out. But, I mean, they only last so many years.
Yeah.
And of course, that's 640,000, that's our loader edit or whatever it's called.
35,
35? Oh, I'm going backwards.
I think so.
I probably got these out.
No, it's not your fault. I'm just trying to make sure I keep these in order. Okay, edit, you said, what was it?
640,000.
Not 35, that's sheriff. Oh, I see it, yeah.
Where is it? We use that money to help pay for, well, we do some paving, most of the paving now with that money. And sometimes we use it to make them add,
For your match?
yeah.
Hold on 1 second, Steve, I just want to find that. This is confusing. Oh, it's over here at the end. Yeah, 53. You said 35, but you,
I had turned around.
yep. Oh, he wanted me to look at the sheriff's budget for you.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they'd like that.
Probably not. Surplus stern wheel is next. We have 25,000 in there, that's to fill up our tank there at the garage for the patcher, and also to buy some bag mix for, for small areas.
Page 50.
Mhm.
Okay, so tell me one more time real quick. You said to,
That fills up our tank for our total patchers, patch potholes.
Okay.
And we buy some bag mix also. If there's just a few holes, we use some bag mix for them. If we found something that works, stays really well. And new road equipment, 200,000 in there.
What's that for?
New
Trucks.
trucks.
So that's the two places you want to take it from to get how many new trucks?
I think, well, I'd like to get 3. We've got, I think it's in 3 different places on there.
Yeah, I think that's.
Local road and street, yeah, it's on 50,000 in local road and street.
Okay.
850 total.
Mhm.
DVH.
I don't know if that is enough to buy 3 of them like we had figured for last time. I actually didn't see the bids last time, so I don't know
Oh, sorry.
what the totals was. I mean, he read the totals when they opened the bids, but I never,
Well, there were several bids. I was thinking,
yeah,
there were a
bid
lot of
different
places,
ways.
wasn't there?
Kenworth bid on, and Peterbilt, and
Was it-
Emco bid on some things.
Was there a map?
Helpers,
Or not?
Huh?
Was there a Mac or something?
yeah, Mac
Okay.
bid on,
I thought I saw-
yes.
saw that.
And Elpers and Emco bid on beds and plows and all that. There's several different bids.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions for Steve? If not, thank you for going through.
Can I ask one?
Yeah, sure.
The building fund, right? I was across the bridge, Oil Creek Bridge going to the old Mountain Pleasant.
Mhm.
That bridge report, how soon is it gonna say that bridge is gonna have to be redone? At least redone?
I don't know,
It's getting to be in horrible shape.
we've passed on it 3 or 4 times.
I know, from 20 years bridge built, that deck is almost at the end of its life.
That deck's, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know.
I've talked to Local Viewers about that. They recommend putting an epoxy coating on them. He gave me a price that was really expensive, and he said it would be closer to 6 weeks. You've been in the bridge business, is
20-some years,
that right?
yeah, so.
6 weeks closure on it?
Or probably, if he's talking, the polymetric overlay wouldn't be that long.
Yeah.
But if you mill it and take that much concrete off of it, which is an overlay,
Mhm.
and put that back, probably 6 weeks, close to that.
Yeah.
Because you can't, that's too little to do it half the time. It's
Yeah.
gonna be all done at once, but from, I stopped
He
last
said,
year.
I asked him about that. I said, how about doing one side at a time? He said, that'll almost double the length of time.
Yeah. Last year I stopped and sounded it, and things it's holding water in that lower end of it, so that means that water's getting into the rebar.
Yeah, we've tried to seal
What you say.
some on it and patch on it. And what we'll probably have to do that we can afford to do is try to grind some of that concrete off and come up with some kind of coating to put on top of it. There's no cheap or easy solution for that.
And no, the latex concrete's like $700 a yard. So,
Can you check to see the last bridge inspection, maybe what that said, what that particular one said? Just to, because if he says he's driving on it and it's getting
One past,
sketchy,
go
then we
past
need
your
to check
place
into
there
it.
to, at the bottom of the hill.
and you're hollering up there, going up Mount Pleasant.
The one that,
So at the bottom of the hill by the cattle farm?
how old is that?
I remember when the Aldrin was there. Do you remember it?
Oh, yeah.
Been a long time.
Early 80s, that was built.
I'd have to look on my bridge.
Somewhere in there because the upside, Lowe's built it, the upside was sinking, they went in and put a cutoff wall to hold everything back on it. There's a strip of concrete about that wide. They come back a year or two later, and built that wall to hold the gravel and stuff. It was migrating down here. It's getting some age to it, but there's no doubt it's.
Steve's on it. He'll look into it.
All right, well, thank you all for your time.
Is that what I thought you said? You'll check your bridge inspection.
Yeah.
Maybe get with him. I mean,
I might have
so,
to see.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I wish you would, and we can talk about these different coatings.
Yeah.
You probably, I mean, you know what you're talking about there, and I'm
After two
pretty
days.
limited on my experience on that kind of stuff.
I'll go down there to Sound and see what it feels like.
All right.
You ever do that?
No,
Take a piece of high tensile chain, about that long on the end of the stick, and go over. As long as it's going tick, 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 you're okay. But when it goes dead, then you know
Oh,
the deck is
you got
laminated
it.
with the steel. It's coming loose.
It doesn't sound good.
It's-
Step right up. We'll have you next.
I'm
Kelly,
like,
I've been
Thanks, Sue.
listening,
Have you got any more,
on phone calls, so I got a little bit delayed, but the revenue on Parks and Rec, that's for the whole general.
We knew that was all right.
Page 25. Randy,
Okay.
have you got any more good news? You got any more good news?
Step right up with all the
No,
good.
the bottom of the structure's probably pretty good.
We figured it was a
It's
typo.
just the top of it.
I didn't know it was generating all those funds, but you know.
The other
Okay.
round corner of there seems to be all right.
What was that laugh? Okay, it's your turn. Mr. Rennie, Soil and Water, and you're page 21. And you cut the grass.
Yeah, I don't conflict of interest.
What did you fill out your form?
I filled out my harvest. I'll let you pass that one around. That's what you look like on July 2nd down at Deer Creek. As far as what we're asking for is just our dues, which pay our insurance for that rental equipment, covers us. And then $6,000 for Deer Creek, which is the whole report that goes with that thing cost me $6,200 or $6,300. I had $6,300. I had $6,000 budgeted.
You were close.
Yep, and that didn't take in how much we mowed. So we're taking all that this year out of our own district funds, which will be $3,000 or so.
And
So-
how often do you have to do that report?
Every 2 years.
That's a lot.
It is for what they do.
I mean, that's a lot. I know you can't help it.
And so
We're
that's,
in the wrong business.
well, there was 4 guys on that, 2 interns,
Oh, well.
2 guys for 2 hours. And they went back and wrote all that up. And they've done this thing now for 3 years. So they've got all the info already. They just re-churned the outside of it.
Does it change that much? Besides the front cover? Just kidding, I'm teasing.
Well, the new picture, they give new
Okay.
pictures. It's going.
But it's a requirement that you have to have this.
Yeah. Now, there's another requirement coming up. It's called IEAP, Incident Emergency Action Plan.
Okay.
This is really something that the states, I don't know why, they've come up with this idea. We got to fill out this plan.
Okay.
DNR's made her, she's about that thick.
Should be a breeze.
Huh?
Should be a breeze then.
Should be a breeze. These guys that did this report said they'll do that for $1,500, $2,000. But I'm kind of leaning towards not filling it out and getting in trouble. If I can get in big enough, if I can get in big enough of trouble, maybe they'll take it away from us.
Oh, you mean the,
I don't know. I need to read the law and see what the penalty is for not filling it out. The law is just like 2 years old.
Just don't want to go to jail.
I don't want to go to jail, but I'd sure like to get rid of the ownership of the thing.
Sure.
yeah, does it automatically default back? Go ahead.
I know. I don't
Yeah.
know what that'll happen to it.
Nobody wants it.
The Forest Service likes having it. They mowed down
Yeah.
the street or mowed the right of way into it. And this spring, they mowed all the way out to the end of the spillway, all the way a quarter of a mile around there. They mowed a strip out and back the first time when I was up there. They didn't mow it, whenever we was up there in July, they hadn't mowed it then. They mowed all the way down to the bottom. So I gotta look into that part of it a little more, see what can really happen with it.
I'm gonna pretend like you said you're gonna fill out that report. I did not hear that.
I don't know how to get rid of it. It's nobody, like Brad says, nobody wants it. Nobody wants to take responsibility with the house being built underneath it.
We fund the Soil and Water, who are the owners, so the county funds it.
Yeah.
It's part of the Soil and Water is a state organization, and it's on federal property.
Yeah. What
So
a
it's just a mishmash of all the rules associated with every.
We wanna gift it back to them.
And they
Right,
won't take
true.
it. They don't want to.
Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it. The Carlene's salary in those two
Yeah.
lines is where we're at, so.
Do you might have any questions for Mr. Rennie?
He is page
Yeah, 22,
22.
23, yeah, 22.
22. It should be 20, 21, 22. It's 25, it's not right.
All right, you're good. Thank you. If we have any questions, we'll let you know. If we come up with any. Thanks for your time. Next, I have the extension office,
That's
Ms.
amazing.
Mayo,
Down to 39.
Hi.
Hi.
and what page is that? All right, thank you.
10.
Just brought all kinds of goodies.
Page
Page 10? Goodies, all right.
I am Jennifer Mayo. I have been the storage educator for, I don't know, just finished my 11th fair, and then was the interim Perry County Extension Director. And then recently, I don't know, probably before Megan left, you all received emails, communication from Purdue that for probably about the last 3 years, we've been going through some type of transformation. Knew that we needed to work smarter, and so trying to figure out what that looked like for about the last 3 years. So in April, probably, we landed on what that model will look like. And so I took the position as a regional operations leader, which is a fancy title for Spencer, Perry, Pike, and DuBois County. I help and serve and really just kind of build relationships and figure out what programs we are providing, duplicating services that the health department is doing, and what kind of services are really needed at the county that we haven't been able to provide because we've kind of just been keeping our heads afloat. And so what do we need to do? So on the back of the paper, my cell phone number is there, my email is there. In all sincerity, please reach out anytime you have questions. You feel like, hey, I saw this really cool thing that they were doing with Extension or that Purdue was doing on the other end of the state. And what do we need to do to get this in Perry County? We have some really amazing resources, and I wouldn't have taken this position if I didn't believe in what we're doing. And that I think, whenever I started, we had programs and models that other states would look to and try and replicate in their state. And I really think we are going to be that because we have amazing educators, not just within our region, but across the state. That can come provide some really amazing programs. And so kind of what that looks like is, I had a conversation earlier today where the 4-H educator in DuBois County wanted to host with Superior Ag and I think Farm Credit, a fitting clinic for youth that show cows. And so they're going to start with cows, we're going to start with big and figure out like changes we need to make and then go smaller. But have a one-on-one clinic where youth can bring in their cows. They're going to do it at the Spencer County Fairgrounds because we have the big covered building, doesn't matter the weather. And then they're going to get one-on-one instruction from these adults on kind of what the appropriate fitting is, the supplies that you need, how to do it and get that instruction. Where livestock is not my forte. It is not give me some STEM and I'm like all about it. Livestock's not my forte. So before this regional model, that was something that Spencer and Perry kids weren't going to be able to go to. We're thinking in this regional model, and going to be able to have some really, really cool things like that, that our youth get to do and hopefully continue to grow our programs because of that.
Seems like the 4-H livestock is growing.
It
I mean, they continue to get more tents and more participation, and that's a good thing.
So I think I told commissioners last year that Perry County actually was recognized. We have like Ag and Natural Resources, Health and Human Sciences, 4-H. We have big updates every year that we go to and kind of roll out new things. And so Perry County was actually recognized last year for the largest increase in 4-H numbers in the state, which is crazy when you think about 92 counties. Perry County had the largest increase, which is amazing.
Or just by percentage or by numbers?
By percentage. Mhm. So I haven't looked in probably the last month or so, but of over 250 youth, which is amazing.
It is. It's impressive when you go there.
It is. So with this model, it won't be, where historically for contractual services, you've paid for 2.5 educators, you got Health and Human Sciences, half-time split with Spencer County. They got Ag and Natural Resources and 4-H, where it won't be based like that anymore. You will receive all extension services. So you'll have community development, health and human sciences, ag and natural resources, and 4-H. So you'll receive all of those services. And the nice part is the entire state will receive that. But we still get to kind of customize that to what we need at the county level. So doing those needs assessments, and I think hearing from you and our other stakeholders is a big part of that. And when you hear like, hey, this is what I heard from so-and-so, that this is something that's a big need in Perry County, that's where I hope you would reach out to me and say, hey, this is what I heard. Let's have a conversation about this and figure out how we can make it happen. Because that's really how we kind of move the needle at the county level and do some really amazing things. And hopefully, especially when working with our youth, have this as a place where, they grow up and they want to come back to. I think that's kind of the goal, that we want them to come back.
I've been working with our county economic development firm, RJL Solutions, and the 4-H with their needs, and they have like a list of needs that they have, from small needs to much larger projects. And I was just curious if Purdue Extension could maybe come in on that and see if there's any opportunities, because sometimes our income level here doesn't allow us to apply for certain things. Is there help that we could get from grant-wise from you guys to partner with us in some form or fashion, or
I don't know,
support letters, or
that would be a really great place for our community development educators to come in. So we have Nick Held is our community development educator for our region, so for our 8 counties. He'll do that, but we also have specialists across the state that know about stuff like that, that are really well versed.
how would I get, just send you an email?
If you just will send me an email, remind me, and like if there's a meeting, I can come to a meeting, or maybe we just go grab coffee, sit down, tell me what the needs are, what that looks like, and then I can better reach out to who all those people would be.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, didn't mean to get you
No,
off track.
not at all. And that's what, like, hopefully this will turn into, where the more we have conversations like that, the more we can be an asset and really help. But when you look at the contractual services line, you'll see that it really did not change a ton. But on that paper that I gave you, if you look at the table on the back, it is a very transparent way of what you will be paying in contractual services. So it will be by county population, and that will be reassessed every 2 years. So every 2 years, we'll look back, see what the county population was, and then reassess those numbers and make sure that's still accurate. But, we've historically always had a mileage or travel line. Some counties have had professional development, some supplies, and so computers. So this year you'll see a mileage line. It's taken way down because mileage will be covered under contractual services. And the computers will be done a little bit different also, where historically we've gone through the Dell lease program, where we lease computers. It's for a 3-year period. We pay that lease out over 3 years. Where now we're not doing that anymore. We're just purchasing computers up front. They're anywhere, I think, from $1,700 to $1,900 is the latest thing we were told. And so at 4-H extension educator computers will be covered in contractual services. So any educators in the office, that will be covered with the contractual services. But like we have Rhonda, that's the office manager. So that would be the only one that's in the county line item. So that whenever, because the lease is up, so those computers will have to be turned back in. And then we'll just purchase that one other computer.
I wanted to ask you something. Have you ever heard of any local county 4-H organizations getting money from, say, United Way or the Lilly Foundation or any of those places?
So several years ago, it might have been 3 years ago, remember when Lilly put out that big request for proposals? It was a really big grant. And we as 4-H councils or educators in groups talked about, I had talked about
with a group of educators for mental health. Teen mental health first aid, youth mental health, and applying for those. And typically when we go back to the funders, they say, okay, this is a lot of proposals, 92 counties, 92 4-H associations, 92 fair boards, like it looks a little different. And so they come back and they tell us, you need to come up with one standard proposal for all of Indiana 4-H, all of Health and Human Sciences, whatever it is for Purdue Extension, come up with a comprehensive proposal, everyone together, and then submit it. I know that they were just going for the GROW funding and had finalists in several areas, but then came back and said the same thing, like put a proposal together for all of Extension, whatever it was.
Did you get that? I mean, I know they just,
The GROW funding.
yeah, they just did awards, right? I mean,
They came back and said, like, do a
Oh.
proposal, everybody together,
Okay.
was the last thing I read. So, but again, like.
They say that was really strenuous process there.
It
And a lot
was.
of people were just dropping off.
Yeah, I did not
Yeah.
participate in the writing of all that, but was on some email threads where it was a lot of work. Which, I mean,
I mean, I think Spencer County got quite a bit.
did they?
Or I think.
I haven't seen, I know Extension had several programs, but typically the answer is they want us to work together as a whole. Not to say that if there's something, the 4-H Council couldn't apply for it, the fairgrounds couldn't apply for it, not to say that you couldn't do that. But, and we do have, to do a plug for our community development, they do have a grant writing program. And so it is a really nice program, and you get access to, I think 3 or 4 times a year, like a national database to search for grants. And so they teach you, you basically go through the writing process of a grant, think of something, either bring one that you have written or one that you want to write for, and you craft the whole thing. And then whenever you are ready to write one, that team will review your proposal. But we've had government officials or people that are housed in the courthouse, wherever, have gone through that program before, and that has helped bring in millions of dollars to communities around Indiana, because it is a really nice
I'm interested in that, so I'm gonna get that contact info.
list of all
I've done it.
all of the things. But for the budget this year, for the administrative assistant, just ask for whatever standard raise you give to the county. And then kept the summer assistant the same amount for next year, because it works really nice for them to be there for 11 weeks, because that gets them there usually right at the end of school, beginning of summer, and then they're able to work right until we take projects up to the state fair. So it is a really big help, because if you've ever seen the amount of things that go up to the state fair, it's a lot. And sometimes it's, little bitty Lego pieces that all have to very carefully be transported, or so it's nice to have that. And then the office supplies, took that down from the previous year. Contractual services increased a little bit, but again, the mileage went down. Computers, those are all included in there.
Travel?
Travel, yes. So yours is travel rather than mileage. So that's included in the contractual services. So the $500 that's left in there would be if Rhonda goes to the post office, the bank, any of those little things that she has to go do when she claims mileage, that would be where that comes from. The mobile phone, took that out because that's not something that we need. Equipment repair, kept that in. Copy machine maintenance is just a standard $700 that they keep in there. And then the computer lease is the $1,950. And I did send a clarifying email to campus today on that if, since the lease is up, if those need to go back this year, or if we're able to keep those for one more year and then do that purchase next year. So if that's something where we can wait and do that purchase next year, that would come out.
Anybody have any questions for Ms. Mayo? Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll let you know. I'll send you an email with my questions.
Perfect. And if you ever, my cell phone number's on there, so please reach out anytime.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I think that concludes today.
We have
addition, Amanda wanted to be on today.
Oh.
So she's the last one. She has forgot to email, so.
Okay.
So Amanda's in that spot.
You're up.
There you go. That's
No no delays here.
All right, treasurer's office, we'll allow it.
Sorry, I thought.
We're already here, we might as well. All right, let me find your page.
Okay.
Page 3? Oh, you're in the front.
Make it easy for you. So hi, I want to thank y'all for allowing me to be here today to discuss the treasurer's office budget. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, you want to go through it and then we'll
Yeah.
see, is that okay?
That's fine. Okay, so I'll start with office supplies. I'm requesting 600 that you guys approved for this year. I guess you'll just let me know if you have any
Yeah,
questions.
just go
or
down
keep
through,
going.
yeah, that'll be
Okay.
fine.
Official records, requesting 100, same as this year. Copy paper and toner, requesting 250, same, I believe, as this year also. Tax student mailing contract, I have increased that because postage keeps going up. I have no control over that. Always trying to cut costs, as you know, because I tried to implement mailing serial bills, and it got passed through Ledge, but the Assessor Association got Ledge to change it, where we have to mail anything with assessed value. So where the assessor's office don't have to mail anything now because it's put on the treasurer's office from the state legislation.
So if somebody would do a Form 11 again, then you would have to be, it would come out of your budget, is what you're saying? To mail it?
If it has assessed value,
That's what it would
we have to mail it with your tax bills,
It
yes.
does.
Well, it comes out earlier. I mean, it's
Yeah.
giving you an advance warning.
If
So I
it's a
didn't know.
separate situation, the assessor's office still, to my
Oh.
understanding, will still mail it. But I was trying to eliminate costs, so, I mean, I got it passed, but then it got rechanged. So there's that. So that's why there's that increase. Hopefully to cover all that. I believe this is like,
When you have, I do have a question. Whenever
Yes.
you have like somebody that has escrow, you
uh-huh.
still mail them that escrow form. So it's not, I mean,
Right,
So I still
we
get
have in escrow.
do
and,
you have to do that? I mean, I
Yes.
guess, okay.
Because
I
it's
just didn't know.
assessed value,
Okay.
yes.
I didn't know if it was a requirement if they,
Yeah, it is required.
because I can see it online. I'm just saying
Right.
if you
Yeah,
say,
I understand,
I look at online a lot, so
yes.
you can save my stamp if you wanted to.
Right.
If you have to, then.
But yeah, my office is required to mail out the tax bills.
I didn't know if there was an option for people to opt out to say, I don't have to have it, I'll see it online or.
There is like emailing, but then that can get a little tricky because you have to have so many to do that.
Yeah.
And obviously you have to have all the correct.
So
things it
easy
has
to get
be.
online and just download it. If
Right.
if you can do online things, you
Right.
can get your tax bill at
Oh,
any
tax
time, see what you paid, look at
Yes,
history,
absolutely.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Loudtaxinfo.com, right?
Yep. Have to put that in there. Next is postage, requested, I believe it's a little bit higher because postage again went up. It's 3 rows of stamps, postage, that's all that amount is. And then travel, you'll see where I asked for an increase in 2025. I spent $1,122. This year, you guys approved 600. I'm requesting 1,000 because costs will go up because I will not be on the Indiana Treasurers Association board and IIC like I have been the last 3 years because I was vice president, president, and currently I am past president. So I've saved the county $850 a year, so take that times 3.
Because they pay for it.
Because they pay for it. So being on the Treasure Association, my hotel got paid for. Being on AIC, registration got paid for. So again, that was $850 I would save the county a year. And also, I don't have any perpetuation funds like the other offices, so. And to be honest, after the conference I go to in September, I'm out of money. So that is for the elected officials fund and the travel. I want to combine what I got left to cover that. So that does not even cover in December. Usually I have Lao Training, which is the software we use, and they actually coordinate that with the newly elected officials, try to save money on hotel costs, combining that and that.
They have them at the same time, the same place.
Yes. I believe it'll be like Endlessly Suites like it usually is. And it's like December, 8th, 9th, 10th or something like that. It's only 2 days. So they usually try to coordinate that so to save money. So I just want to give you all the facts on that for my travel increase on that. You have any questions on that so far? What I've said so far, sorry.
Nope.
No?
Not me.
Okay. So, lastly, I have is regarding our pay, because it is less in 26 than in 25. And I did my research because I like to compare apples to apples. And our county is the only one in the state that got less because some counties actually got raises. So I'm asking, please to take this in consideration.
Because the stipend went away, is what you're saying. You
Well-
went to your wage stayed the same, but the bonus went away.
I guess however you want to phrase it, I look at the end of the year, this is the amount of money I got, my family. That's how I look at it. So however, you want to be phrased, I just look at the end of the year, this is the money I got and my employees. So, like I said, I did my research. We have a directory, treasurer's directory, and it has everybody's software, their pays. I'll be more than happy if you guys want to look at that. I'll give that to you.
I think we can see all the counties online.
Okay.
So that's helpful if anybody wants to know how to do that. It'll
Okay.
show all departments, so.
Okay.
But if you want to know her specifically, she
Yeah,
has
I-
the treasure information.
Yeah, I can absolutely get that. Like I said, being on the vice president, president, and currently past president. I
What's
have
next?
all that. So
Past president.
I am done for now.
Taking a
Then,
break.
any questions on anything I've said so far? No? Okay.
Easy peasy.
Well, then again, I thank you all for taking this time to review this with me this evening.
Well, sure.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thanks, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
All right. Now, let's look. Our next session is Wednesday, August 26th at 4:00. And we have some more offices here, 4 to 6. So if nobody has anything else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Corey,
Second.
second by Brad. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Hey, Chris.